Bam, let's see what we got here. I say that, guys, because these fish are running the bottom, fighting like a bass. But the crappie have been fighting hard. They have really surprised me how hard they've been fighting lately. And the water's cold. Yep, it's crappie. I'm telling you, it'll surprise you. The water's 43 degrees here. Yeah, I said 43. So y'all, some of y'all going, Dennis, you're in the south. I know. And guys, we got a cold spell coming. I said this in yesterday's video, one of them. It's supposed to get down into teens this coming weekend. So, and this is Sunday afternoon. Out on a Sunday afternoon, that's a nice fish. He's over 10. Guys, this is a color y'all haven't seen yet, I don't think. I might have made a video with it. I think I have. Guys, I made 3 videos yesterday. I usually make about 5 a weekend, so I'm stacking them up. I'll tell y'all about it later on. Not in this video. I'll tell y'all about it Wednesday night. This one is pink with a real light pink belly. Yep. Can y'all see the pink in the belly? It's real light. So the pearl belly, I put a light pink belly. Yeah, so it's basically two-tone pink. That'd be good name for a two-tone pink. Looking around here, this guy here, that's the first fish I caught. I'm next to the bridge, y'all can hear it. I caught fish here yesterday, that's why I'm here. This is why I finished up yesterday. See here? See them little tombstones? Now I was talking to somebody just about this yesterday. They said, how are you finding crappie on your live scope? And the guy said, I'm not seeing anything. So it's hard to explain. Don't look for fish up off the bottom. You don't look for a school of fish like we're used to seeing. I understand some guys, I think it was in Louisiana or Texas, was talking about this last winter. They said the crappie go to the bottom in cold weather and they're hard to find and hard to spot. Yeah, they are. Even on live scope, they're hard to spot. But I'm trying to show y'all. See them little tiny little rose spots right there? This little tiny spots? See, that one's gone when I was showing you. Those are crappie. They're that close to the bottom. The only thing I'm picking up is their back. Is a little bit of their back. Does that make sense to you? So when I see something like that, like goes right there now, they're at 35 feet. What I'll do is I'll pitch out here at 35 feet. All right, I got a 1/8 ounce weight on it, so it goes on down there right now. They're moving too, guys. They're not being still. Now I'm gonna bounce it a couple times, reel it back past what I just showed y'all. I see a couple fish after me, and some of them could be white perch, and I can tell you in a minute if they're white perch. It's the way they follow me. Crappie will roll up and nail it. White perch, 2 or 3 of them will come up and follow it. All right, that's what's happening right now. It's 3 of them following it. I'm just gonna reel it in because it's white perch. Bam. Seen a few fish running around here. It's not many as it was yesterday. They was in here chasing shad yesterday, and I figured it'd be some left over that didn't go back through or hung around here if they was chasing shad, right? So that means the shad are coming through here, so they're gonna hang around in here if they're getting something to eat. Like feeding a stray dog. He's gonna stay there as long as he's got something to eat, right? So as long as the crappie keep coming through that bridge, they're gonna stay here for a little bit. That's a nice fish though, guys. Bam, there you go. That's a real nice fish. He's probably 11 inches. All right. The wind, I know y'all can't tell it. Well, you probably can too. You can see the water chopping. The wind is not my friend today. Jimmy Houston said the wind can be your friend. Yeah, there's times the wind blowing up on a point will activate fish and get them fired up. The fish are active some. I can see them following my bait. I'm seeing a few. But it makes it miserable when you stay here in the wind. I'm trying to get my gloves on because my fingertips are cold now. You got to put your hands in the pocket. It's around 40 degrees, 40, 42, and the wind's blowing. So yeah, the wind chill factor's down to 30s, isn't it? All right, guys, I had to get my glove off. I had a glove on this hand too, just to try to keep my hands warm enough so I can reel a fish in. I've been out cold today. I have fish days that never got above 40, but the wind changes things a lot, doesn't it? I've been out some days when it's only 35, 36, no wind. It's fine. Right, like right now, the sun's hitting me. The wind's dropped a little bit. It feels good. I can handle this. When that wind howls a couple of times, it gets up there. It's supposed to be 5 to 10 today, but when it gets up, let's say it's 8 to 10 at times. That's when it's rough. He's about 10 inches. But as long as I'm catching 10-inch fish and bigger, I want to stay here. Bam. I'm going to tell you what. This has been one of the best bites I've had this year. If I spot them out there and get it close to them, it was 3 together, they got to chasing it. One of them said, no, you're not. He come from behind and ran past them and grabbed it. I can see them sometimes. Sometimes I have a hard time seeing my bait. Depends on, you know, how close they are to the bottom, how far out they are. But the water is visibility right here now. It's about, I can see the fish. I can see it when he's on top. It's about 8 to 10 inch visibility. I took and dropped my jig down and see how far I could see it. And I reeled down to it, to the line, to the tip of my rod to the water. It's 8 to 10 inches, guys. Look at that. Bam. There you go. Try and get the sun in. There it is. Isn't that pretty? That's a pretty fish, isn't it? He's probably 11 inches. Alright. Y'all want to see if we can catch a couple more in this video? I do. I do. I got to keep my bait close to the bottom. When I can see it, it helps me. If I can't see it, I just keep reeling. I've caught some when I haven't seen it, because you're reeling through all this fuzz right here. So I got to get up to where I'm just very nicking the top of that fuzz. If y'all guys have a live scope, if you got down imaging, let it hit the bottom. I've showed this in other videos, make the fish in the bottom, throw it out there, let it hit the bottom, just pop the rod a little bit, and I'll show you guys in a minute. Let's see if we can find some more to throw at. All right, look here, there's, see a little, right there, little bump sticking up, it's 40 feet away. Yeah, I'm fishing that far, guys. I got on 55 feet, and now I don't see my bait. I'm gonna start reeling here a little bit. I think I'm out of the scope. All right, it's got to be on the bottom. I'm just going to take, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to lift my rod like that and start reeling slow. And I'm just going to keep it moving because it's an 1/8 ounce. Now, if it's a 1/16, I'd have to reel slower, right? You got to match how fast you reel to the weight of your bait. I don't want to drag in the bottom, but I don't want it to... Oh, I see one following me right here. I found my bait. I was at 35 foot before I seen it. See, the wind's pushing me around. If the boat would sit still, I'd have no trouble finding my bait. The problem I'm having right now is the wind's constantly moving my boat like this. Well, that means I got to constantly do this to keep up with it, okay? The scope only reads at 40 feet, guys, about 3 foot wide. Yeah. See, my boat's moving again. It's going back end's going to my right. So when it does that, I lose it in the scope. If on a calm day where I can set my scope like this and leave it, I have no trouble keeping my bait in the scope. That's why I'm doing this here now. I'm trying to find it because my boat's constantly moving. All right, I'm gonna pop it up off the bottom. All right, I just spotted it when I popped it. I was really close to it. I don't see any fish close to it. I'm just reeling it back. I'm about 6 inches off the bottom, reeling it slow. See how slow I'm reeling it? That's keeping it off the bottom. I see a couple little babies following it. I don't want them. I'm gonna keep it moving. They could be sunfish, some kind of sunfish, shell crackers, they could be anything. I catch them once in a while too, and I catch a lot of white perch doing this. You just gotta weed through them, alright? See the little fish right there following me? There's 2 of them. There's my bait. This is the fish I was after. He never paid any attention to it. I'll throw at him about twice. If they don't react at all in 2 throws, if they don't move, raise up, I don't go up, let's go find some more. I don't worry about them, guys. Don't waste your time, keep throwing at them. If they're not interested, you're not going to make them bite. All right, guys, it's been a little bit. Been about 15 minutes. I'm seeing fish. Like I say, getting them to bite you and getting the bait past them before they move. And the worst problem I'm having, I reckon, is keeping the boat still enough to keep them in the scope where I can find them. I just, last couple of little bit, what I've been doing since the boat's moving so much is I'm just fan casting. See if I see a mark and I can cast that mark and then the bottom reel back. That's what I've been doing. I caught that one. He's about 10. This color's working really good. I think I fished with that color back in maybe October. And I was telling y'all it's the color I've been playing with. And it was lighter than this and I darkened it. This is the 2nd generation. I took and added, made the top darker and I made the bottom darker. I've got some of the first ones with me and I really like it. It's pink with pearl in the bottom mixed with the pearl powder, so it has that pearl effect, but it's pink. So yeah, it's kind of pretty, kind of girly looking. That's what I should call it, girly. I'm not gonna put in I got about 6 new colors, solid colors and dual colors without tails now, but they're not gonna come on until probably February. Let's get the tail colors on, get them going. If this one's as big as his mark, it'll be a nice one. But it was pretty close to the boat now, so it makes him look bigger too. Yeah, he's not a bad one. He ain't as big as I thought he was gonna be. It was 3 of them together. One of them looked really big. Another one looked a little smaller. He's about 9.5. See, he was about 20 feet from the boat, 15 feet, so he looked a little bigger. That's what's hard to adjust to too. People ask me that all the time about the live scope. It's yeah, it's hard to adjust to how big you think a fish is. I was better with my 9. This is a 12-inch. When I got this 12-inch unit, to me, it's harder to determine that. He came from right there. He was 10 foot. He came from right there. They followed me and stopped there, and I threw back over and caught one of them. I actually did a little closer than they were now, because y'all see how much the boat's moving. So that's what I'm fighting right now. When the boat moves, I got to move his scope. But I wasn't that close to him. I was about 15, 20 foot, and it was 3 of them. And I thought then, it looked pretty good size, but the closer to the boat, so it's really hard to tell. When people ask about my settings, there's no settings, guys. You see what I'm doing? I'm constantly changing it. I'm constantly changing out. The only thing I set is the color gain. Set the color gain to about 80, 75 to 80. You gain up and down, you forward up and down, cut your TVG off, and that's about it. I mean, everything else you change. I change a lot. If I don't like something, I just go, I don't like this. I go to menu and I hit sonar setup and I'll change it. You got appearance, just change it. I got noise rejections to medium, ghost on low, TVG off. That's it. I mean, that's color gain. Like I say, color gain, set it up, and then after that, I just change it to it suits me. I'm constantly pushing these buttons right on the front, constantly giving the gain. Let's go out here a little further. Let's bring it up some. Let's bring it down some. You know, that's what I do. I bring the bottom up sometimes too close, but I can see it a little bit better. Like I said, there's 2 fish right there. But don't be afraid to change it. And if you don't like what it is, go back, hit factory default. Let me get lined up with them. Go back, hit factory default, start over. That's it. I have no set settings. But wow. See if this is gonna be a crappie. I seen this fish way out there and I threw at him. That's what I figured. I threw out there and he come running for it, boy. I mean, running for it. And when he hit it, he took off like a streak of lightning. He didn't. Crappie usually go up in the air a little bit, like that. Look at the water's white capping, guys. I just heard something splash looking at the water. I'm gonna have to move to another spot. That's all to it. That's a largemouth too. All right, guys, I moved. I can look up here and see where I was at. The wind got so bad there, the water was white capping because I was in direct line with the wind. I thought, I've got to get out of this wind. I even had to put more clothes on. I had to put my bibs on, my windbreaking bibs, because all right, guys, I just finally got the camera on. My camera, I put a new battery in it, wouldn't come on. Then when it came on, it wouldn't record. I hit the record button, it cut off. I'm on my last battery because they're not lasting no time in this cold air. It's cold today, guys. Well, y'all up north are probably laughing at me, but it's 40 degrees, but the wind's supposed to make me feel so cold. But that's a nice fish. When that wind gets blowing, and our humidity runs about 60% down here. I looked the other day on it, and you know, through the day it changes some, but the lowest I got that day was like 45%. That's what makes it feel colder too, and you got the wind blowing. But my batteries don't like it. These GoPro batteries don't last long when it's evidently when it's below probably 45, because I've been having trouble with them the last few trips out. Bam, I got another one. I tell you one thing, it feels 10 degrees warmer here than where I was. When I started above that bridge, that wind beat me. Y'all can still see the winds going down through. I'm hiding behind this bank. See the wind going down through, the water's chopping? Pretty good here, and it feels so much warmer here. The sun's hitting me here. I put my windbreaker suit on too. That makes a huge difference, but I should have had it on to start with. But I didn't feel that cold. I thought when I left my truck, it said it was 42. I thought, well, what's it supposed to be today? Around 40, 42. So shouldn't be any problem. I got a good bit of clothes on, but nah, that wind changes everything. Well, guys, this color's working really good. That's a nice fish. You know, this is the week of Christmas. I reckon I could say, that me doing some math here, on the 6th day of Christmas, my Lord gave to me a good crappie fishing day. Thank you, Lord. All right, thank you, Jesus. Next cast, I did catch another one. I threw back over where I seen those 3. I looked around, it's only 3 I seen. I just look around. If I don't see anything, I throw whatever I see. Then I'll move. I miss moving 20, 30 feet. When I say I move, oh, he's a decent one. He might have been the bigger one I seen there a while ago. I'll move up 10 to 15 feet, or I'll move this way 10 to 15 feet, and I sit spotlight and look again. I can't cast and fish without the spotlight today because of the wind so bad. Y'all can see the water's trying to chop a little bit. And when the wind blows hard enough, it actually will blow my bait in the air. I threw a couple times, see my bait go sideways in the air. You ever been fishing a day like that? He's about 10, 11. All right, guys, I don't know how many I caught on this video, but I'm gonna shut it out right there on that nicer fish. That's a nice one. This is just a test color. I have no name for it. It's, like I say, it's a lot of y'all guys are asking me for baits for darker water, dirty water. The sunshine orange should be sunshine blue. The brim colors, guys, brim orange tail, brim chartreuse tail, the plum colors. This color right here should work. Y'all can see our water's nasty right here. I'll tell you, let me do the water. My rod tip's touching the water when the wake's not coming by. All right, I can see it. Let's give it a little line. I'm gonna put it. All right, right there's how far down I can see this bait today. I can see it down that far. It's how dirty our water is. That's a foot. I can see down a foot today. Yesterday it wasn't that much because it's clearing some. All right. So water with a foot visibility, I'm catching fish with it. And I'm catching fish on the bottom at 12 foot. It's going to be darker down there, right? Pinks show up good in the water. Blues show up good in dirty water. Black, green pumpkin's going to be good in dirty water. When we're fishing for bass, we use black and blue. We use green pumpkins. We use firetail worms with pink on them, right? Purple worms, pink tails, plum. A lot of y'all guys holler orange. Orange is okay. Orange is not great for me here, even when the water's dirty. Pink does okay for me here when the water's dirty. Black and chartreuse. I got some black and chartreuse baits coming out with orange tail. They should be great for that dirty water. They'll be on probably by the time y'all see this video. They should be online. We're shooting for the 1st of January, okay? Hey guys, appreciate y'all. Fishing Lake Country Dennis. Trying to make these videos interesting as I can. Of course, my site's about baits, colors, when to use what colors, when to use what bait, what size bait. It's mainly about baits, colors, and catching fish. Appreciate y'all guys. See ya.